Every Saturday morning, 75-year-old Bernard Arnault, a leader at LVMH, Moet Hennessy, Louis Vuitton SC, visits his top stores. He doesn't go there to shop, but to make sure everything is perfect. With years of experience in fashion and overseeing brands like Christian Dior, Bulgari, and Louis Vuitton, Arnault carefully checks for any problems that could affect the luxury experience. He quickly sends detailed messages to his top executives about anything that needs fixing, keeping up the high standards he's famous for. Let's uncover how this powerful man manages to control the luxury fashion industry. Bernard Arnault, who was born in Roubaix, France in 1949, had a strong interest in business from a young age. He took over his family's construction company in his 20s and turned it into a profitable real estate venture. Arnault subsequently turned his attention to the world of fashion. He took a risk in 1984 when he purchased Christian Dior. His goal to create a vast empire of opulent products began with this acquisition. Arnault picked up more well-known labels like Givenchy and Louis Vuitton throughout the ensuing years. His plan was to bring these high-end labels together under one roof in order to increase productivity and revenue. While fashion enthusiasts admire him as a leader in the industry, Arnault has also been criticized by the media and his detractors. Some have nicknamed him the Wolf in Cashmere, suggesting he's a tough businessman who aggressively grows his wealth by acquiring and expanding luxury brands. Critics argue that his focus on profit sometimes overshadows his commitment to maintaining the unique identities of the brands he buys. Bernard Arnault made a big move in 1987 when he started investing in LVMH. This company merged the famous champagne and cognac maker Moet Hennessy with luxury clothing brands like Louis Vuitton. Arnault was particularly interested in gaining control of Dior perfumes, which were under Louis Vuitton at the time. With support from Guinness, an alcohol company, Arnault bought 24% of LVMH in 1988. However, not everyone was happy about his arrival. Some shareholders saw him as a problem, a tough businessman who didn't fit well in the fashion world. Henri Recamier, the president then, initially supported Arnault, thinking he could help resolve conflicts between Louis Vuitton and Moet Hennessy. But things turned out differently. Arnault soon started trying to take over the company from Recamier. When reports surfaced that Louis Vuitton shareholders might stop Arnault's control, he made a bold move. Arnault used $600 million of his own money to buy an additional 13.5% of LVMH, increasing his total stake to 43.5% and becoming the largest shareholder. Recamier, who had supported Arnault, ended up opposing him. After losing a court case over Arnault's ownership, Recamier stepped down from his role, whether voluntarily or forced out, depending on who you ask. At a valuation of more than $400 billion, LVMH is now the largest luxury goods firm in the world. With a net worth of more than $200 billion as of January 2023, Bernard Arnault is the richest person in the world according to Forbes. But Arnault's prosperity has provoked debate. Critics draw attention to his riches and business dealings. There are claims of harsh working conditions, a demanding managerial style, and a preference for profits over the well-being of his employees. One specific case involves Indian artisans, as shown in a photo from February 20, 2020 in Mumbai. These skilled workers, mostly Muslim men from rural areas seeking better job prospects, labor up to 17 hours daily. Despite their crucial role, luxury brands like Dior and Saint Laurent allegedly exploit their expertise through poorly regulated factories. These artisans often work in factories managed by middlemen, fulfilling orders to top fashion houses. Despite efforts like the 2016 Uttan Pact aimed at enhancing factory safety and supporting Indian embroiders, many workers still lack proper benefits and protections. During peak seasons, such as European fashion weeks, demands for thousands of overtime hours increase, leaving workers vulnerable to exploitation. Luxury brands have faced criticism for driving down payment rates while consumers remain unaware of these production realities. When contacted, a spokesperson for LVMH, Moet Hennessy, Louis Vuitton responded, "We take these allegations seriously, but cannot comment further without a thorough investigation." Bernard Arnault, known for his immense wealth, has faced criticism for not using his money to address global issues. His spending habits, including a lavish lifestyle, have drawn scrutiny. One notable instance was LVMH's pledge of 200 million euros, about $226 million US, to help rebuild Notre Dame after the devastating fire on April 15, 2019. While initially seen as a generous gesture to support French heritage, criticism arose when it was suggested that corporate donations for Notre Dame's reconstruction, including Arnault's, should receive a higher tax deduction than usual. François-Henri Pinault, CEO of Kering, pledged $100 million towards Notre Dame's restoration, prompting discussions about tax benefits for such large-scale corporate donations. Jean-Jacques Ayagan, a former culture minister and advisor to Pinault's father, proposed on Twitter that these donations should qualify for a 90% tax deduction, higher than the standard 60% deduction for charitable contributions by corporations. This proposal sparked controversy and debate over how corporate philanthropy should be incentivized, especially in the context of historic preservation and public funding priorities. That act of generosity turning into a fiscal advantage produced outrage, commented Pierre Hosky, a France Inter-Radio commentator. While Bernard Arnault did not initiate the controversy, he addressed it during LVMH's shareholder meeting. Arnault clarified that his family holding company did not benefit from tax deductions on charitable donations, despite French law allowing for 60% deduction. He noted that the company had already reached its limit for tax breaks due to previous donations, like the construction of the Louis Vuitton Foundation. Arnault described the controversy as unfounded, stating, "It's pretty dismaying to see that in France you're criticized even for doing something for the general interest." He suggested that shareholders who supported the donation should express their approval on social media, emphasizing that such acts are praised in many other countries. Despite his explanation, the donation sparked ongoing criticism in France. Philippe Martinez, head of the CGT labor union, expressed disbelief at the scale of the donation, highlighting the perceived inequities within the country. LVMH has faced criticism from animal rights groups regarding its use of fur and exotic animal skins in products. In 2021, PETA launched a campaign urging LVMH to cease using crocodile skins, accompanied by graphic images of crocodile harvesting that raised ethical concerns. PETA argued that such practices were cruel and unnecessary, advocating for more sustainable and ethical alternatives. In response, LVMH defended its use of exotic animal skins, emphasizing adherence to stringent ethical and sustainability standards. The company highlighted that these materials were legally obtained and regulated. Despite these controversies, both Arnault and LVMH have consistently denied wrongdoing and taken steps to address concerns. However, these incidents underscore broader issues within an industry often criticized for prioritizing profit over ethical considerations. Consumers wield significant influence in demanding change and holding companies accountable. Supporting ethical and sustainable brands can help foster a fashion industry that is equitable, responsible, and genuinely luxurious. Bernard Arnault remains a prominent figure in luxury goods, yet his experiences serve as a reminder that even the most influential individuals are not immune to scrutiny and controversy. In 2012, Bernard Arnault faced accusations of tax evasion when he sought Belgian citizenship. Many viewed this move as an attempt to avoid France's high taxes, which sparked widespread public criticism. Arnault, a prominent figure in the fashion industry, denied these accusations, explaining that his decision was based on personal and professional reasons rather than tax avoidance. He maintained that he had always paid his taxes in France and had no plans to change his tax status. Despite Arnault's explanations, the controversy persisted, prompting the French government to investigate his tax affairs. Ultimately, Arnault withdrew his application for Belgian citizenship, stating he did not want his personal choices to tarnish the reputation of LVMH or the broader French business community. In the end, Bernard Arnault's journey in luxury fashion has been marked by success and controversy. Leading LVMH, he expanded prestigious brands but faced criticism over labor, taxes, and animal rights. Despite this, Arnault and LVMH defend their actions. His story shows even powerful figures can face scrutiny, highlighting the importance of consumer choices for a fair and sustainable fashion industry. What are your thoughts on Bernard Arnault's approach to managing LVMH and the controversy surrounding its leadership in the luxury fashion industry? Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to like this video and don't forget to subscribe for more Fashion Luxe content. We'll see you in the next one.